Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Unsere Sendungen bieten viele Sprachen. Gehen Sie auf suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Clearly, 3D printing is something that is going to impact construction massively in the future. The idea is to set a target for the country to slowly grow into the 3D printing technology.
3D printing, an affordable and sustainable housing solution. Part 2 of 2. Continue watching to find out more about 3D printed homes for the homeless.
Recite Buddha's names, keep the precepts and the vegan diet. Being also vegan in your heart is even better. Prophet Hun Fu Shaw, vegan.
Jambo, vibrant viewers. That means hello in Swahili, one of the official languages of Zanzibar. I'm Idris. The faithful people of Zanzibar wish that your life is always blissful and safe through Allah's grace. Welcome to 3D printing, an affordable and sustainable housing solution, part 2 of 2 on Golden Age technology. Since the 1980s, 3D printing has revolutionized many industries, and the construction industry is now realizing the massive benefits of this groundbreaking technology. In the last episode, we learned how 3D printing can solve the current housing crisis by speeding up the automation of construction and cutting costs while saving the environment through the use of recycled materials. On today's program, we'll continue by exploring 3D printed buildings around the world. In Western Asia, the United Arab Emirates has high expectations for the 3D printing construction industry.
Dubai wants to 3D print a quarter of every new building by 2025 to cut down on costly building waste that harms the environment. Cement is responsible for 8% of worldwide carbon emissions, and concrete accounts for 9% of all industrial water use. 3D printing creates 60% less waste than traditional construction because 3D printers use materials more efficiently, cutting costs by up to 70% and labor up to 80%.
Clearly, 3D printing is something that is going to impact construction massively in the future. The idea is to set a target for the country to slowly grow into the 3D printing technology. It will start at an incremental 2% growth on an annual basis until we reach our target of 25% and 30%. And the idea is to start with 3D printable parts that are actually being addressed in the market at the moment, whether it was door hinges or knobs or frames, until we gradually grow that into actual building material to reach the ultimate target.
The world's first 3D printed office building opened in Dubai in 2016. It took 17 days to print using a 37-meter-long printer and 2 days to assemble on site with a team of just 18 people. The building is home to the Dubai Future Foundation. The value of the global 3D printing market is expected to triple by 2025 to $300 billion. Today, just 2% of Dubai's buildings are 3D printed. Dubai is also exploring how 3D printing can transform medicine with 3D printed prosthetics, teeth, and hearing aids.
With all the great benefits of 3D printing technology, many countries around the world are using this method as an affordable housing solution. In Tabasco, Mexico, housing nonprofit New Story, together with construction technology company Icon and Mexican social housing organization HLA, has created the world's first 3D printed community as a means to combat homelessness. The homes are granted to local families currently living in extreme poverty and unsafe shelters.
Created for families currently living on less than $3 per day. Completed in about 24 hours of print time across several days. 500 square feet, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. Curved wall and lattices for improved airflow. Ultra-reinforced foundation to last in seismic zones. Homes designed with feedback from families who will live in them. Icon's Vulcan 2 printer features tablet-based controls and an automated material delivery system. Lavacrete, a proprietary cement blend, is extruded layer by layer. 3D printed homes allow for safer, faster, and higher quality housing. This is no longer just an idea for these families in Mexico. The future of shelter is here.
It's wonderful to see the smiles on the faces of the children and families who will be living in these adorable 3D printed houses. Bravo to the companies, organizations, and individuals behind this meaningful project.
Vegan, because a simpler life would save our lives.
We'll pause for a moment now to take a quick stroll in the garden, and we'll be right back. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television. Welcome back to our program, 3D Printing, an affordable and sustainable housing solution, part 2 of 2. 3D printing is not only used for office buildings and houses. The world's first 3D printed steel bridge opened in Amsterdam, the Netherlands earlier this summer. The 12-meter-long, 4.9-ton bridge was installed over one of the oldest canals in the city. Relying on 4 robots fitted with welding torches, the bridge was built by layering 10,000 pounds of steel heated to 2,732 degrees Fahrenheit using an intricate layering process with a 3D printer. The bridge is fitted with cutting-edge sensors that measure in real time how it handles pedestrian traffic. The Dutch company MX3D is behind this ingenious and award-winning structure. Tim Hutchins, co-founder of MX3D, says, "If you want to have a really highly decorated bridge or a really aesthetic bridge, suddenly it becomes a good option to print it. Because it's not just about making things cheaper and more efficient. It's about giving architects and designers a new tool, a new very cool tool in which they can rethink the design of their architecture and their designs." Around the same time this year, a first-of-its-kind 3D concrete printed bridge named Striatas was introduced in Venice, Italy. This innovative structure was designed by the Block Research Group and Zaha Hadid Architects in collaboration with Incremental 3D and made possible by the Swiss building materials firm Holcim. The sculpturesque structure was exhibited at the Giardini della Marinaresa during the Venice Architecture Biennale exhibition. The 16 by 12 meter-foot bridge was constructed from 53 hollow blocks, each printed from 500 layers of printed concrete. From its base, its curved stepped entry points placed at either end of the bridge lead up to a double curved deck. Philippi Bloch, a professor at ETH Zurich head of the Institute of Technology in Architecture and co-director of the Block Research Group, or BRG, says, "This precise method of 3D concrete printing allows us to combine the principles of traditional vaulted construction with digital concrete fabrication to use material only where it is structurally necessary without producing waste." Thanks to this approach, the material was used only in places where it was structurally necessary, without surplus, and thus significantly reducing the environmental impact. Unlike millions of buildings all over the world that are being constructed with reinforced concrete, generating large amounts of CO2 emissions, the structure is an unreinforced arched bridge, and its compression-only structure works like a traditional brick arch, being stable only thanks to its geometry. Because the construction does not need mortar, the blocks can be dismantled and the bridge reassembled again at a different location. If the construction is no longer needed, the sustainable concrete materials can simply be separated and recycled. Inspired by many new 3D printed structures, France also wants to build its first 3D printed bridge in Paris for the 2024 Olympic Games. The company awarded this project is X3E, a Paris-based large-scale additive manufacturing firm that specializes in concrete construction. The 40-meter-long footbridge, load-bearing structure or deck will be entirely 3D printed with concrete. The company aims to use 60% less concrete material in the building of the bridge compared to traditional construction projects. According to X3E, the bridge will validate the firm's 3D printing technology, paving the way for similar projects to be deployed throughout France and in other parts of the world. We look forward to learning more about the many innovative, new 3D printed projects that will change the way buildings are constructed, making them not only more affordable, but most importantly, sustainable and eco-friendly.
Vegan, victory for self-respect.
Attentive viewers, thank you for your company during today's program. Coming up next is Palomacy Pigeon and Dove Adoptions, a haven for rescued bird people, part 2 of 2, right after noteworthy news. May your life always be filled with positive energy through Allah's grace.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/GAT.